And now, the heavyweights. Matt Gentili from Reynolds High School, District 10. 90 wins and 25 losses this season. And his opponent from Newport High School, District 3, Steve Gettens. We pick up the action here in the second period at 275 pounds in the AA championships. Matt Gentili from Reynolds High School in the gray wrestling jersey. Steve Gettens from Newport High School, District 3 in the solid uniform. No score.
Here's where he has to make that weight advantage work. He's got to not lose the head. He's got to hip up a little as he comes across the leg. He better get in those ribs and get him down.
Out of bounds.
Same way, you're down green.
No scoring in the first period.
If he can get his head under him again, Larry, he can lock those hands.
You're on top.
When a big man rolls you into that cradle, he could win the state title for Reynolds High School. There's more on the line here than just the bout. And the bout is the championship. They're looking cradle. Gittens trying to keep his head up. He ought to rib cradle him here, Larry.
We may get a stalling call.
Yeah, he's not doing very much on the top. And Gittens is up on all fours now, trying to stand
Trying to lift him now. He's keeping that leg. As long as he keeps that leg there with a minute to go, he can get the head and the knee together in a cradle. That's what he's trying to do.
Drive it in, get those head and net ribs.
But the official says, I've had enough, and that's Mr. Volcano. Reynolds coaching staff, Brian Hills and his assistant.
Come on, pick him up and stuff. Let's go.
Pick him up and stuff him, says the coach.
Set on top.
Marv, when you look at this map of the PIAA AA district boundaries, which is confusing, District 8 is the city of Pittsburgh. Now we have a 1-point lead. And 8, when they do regional wrestling championship, they travel all the way up to 10. I think next year they're going to move 8 back into the Southwest Regional, so they won't have to go from Pittsburgh all the way up to the 5-county district up in the north.
They have anybody wrestling
Northwest.
in the city area?
Well, they had not had wrestling in the city for some time.
Pick up the pace.
Bud Lindholm, the late Bud Lindholm, worked hard to do it.
Come on, get him moving.
Newport coaches Mike Capozzoli and his assistant.
But wasn't able to do it before his untimely death. But nobody's picked up the ball since as the second period comes to a conclusion.
Good choice.
Marv, what do you think the OW award will go to?
1-0 green.
You got to remember, it's the outstanding wrestler of the tournament. We know who the outstanding wrestler has been, but sometimes thinking goes a little different.
You're set. You're on.
You giving it to Colette?
I mean, what are you going to do? It depends on how you define outstanding.
That's
you define
correct.
outstanding as that wrestler who was does a nice move, cleared the hands well, split them, opened them up, and came out for one. Now Mr. Gentili will
A lot
go
of
after
people only remember the efforts of the wrestler in a finals, not his overall performance in the tournament.
I've been here throughout this, Larry, and I think if you had seen Colette go to work, I know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Throughout the tournament, there was no difference. I mean, he was tougher then. It would be a mistake unless you define outstanding in some peculiar way that Colette doesn't get it. Outstanding to me means that wrestler was the most sensational wrestler in the tournament that people feel has wrestled a technically correct match.
Both wrestlers nailed for stalling. Now it's penalty time, so you put the points up on the board. It's now 2-2. Each nailing, getting a point. There's a headlock attempt, but he put himself on his troubled. And there's a takedown, and he goes up front
there
for
it
a
is,
cradle.
Larry. If he can hold, if he can turn him, he's got to knock him to his side. And then
1 minute remaining.
4-2, and
the
he
big
let
guy
go.
gets out.
Now it's 4-3, so not only does Gettens get out of the potential pinning situation, but he gets an escape, and he trails by a point. Here's the takedown.
Goes down behind underneath and drills him.
Back to the action again with 45 seconds to go, and a 4-3 lead for Matt Gentile.
Brian Hills, Coach of the Year, trying to get his wrestler Matt Gentile to come up with a pin. Let's go, guys! So that the team championship. But it's not only Gentile's problem, it's an overall team effort. We're going to have a little timeout because you've got the consolations, you've got the wrestlebacks, you've got bouts that took place earlier. You add them all together, and sure, it comes down to the last bout of the evening, and it looks like it's Matt Gentile's job. But believe me, it's everybody's job to wrestle as a team to bring the total points to victory.
In all the years we've done wrestling, Larry, which is like 23 seasons, I still would like to see, just to see what it looked like, to have a dual match where they wrestled the other way around. Let the heavyweights start and let the lightweights finish.
Well, there was a period of time
might be a lot more exciting in many cases.
They had Syracuse gang years ago caused that rule to be put in the books, but it hasn't happened. And
could they do that?
Well, for a while they did it by coach's agreement, but then it became a problem. So they've now said that's it. It's as they appear in the book.
Who will ever forget the heavyweight match AAA championship between Melvin Crosby and Tony Samick?
20 seconds.
And Melvin Crosby's at Appalachian State, where he's 16th ranked in the country. And that was a heavyweight match where there was more action than any lightweight.
Well, the
right
fans
now,
in Wilson are cheering because they are 7 seconds away, now 5, from a state championship, which they will win, according to my calculations, 60. The final score from this bout, the victory goes to the wrestler from Reynolds. That gives Reynolds 66 points and Wilson 66.5.
Okay, that's of course that is unofficial, but in any event, it appears unofficially at least that Wilson High School has won the team championship here
and
in the AA.
To Tom Heilman.
And Tom Heilman and all